Wow, what a fantastic way to start a Tuesday. Um, Hi everyone, I'm Tish Hicks. I'm the Master Sensei of the VO Dojo in Los Angeles. And I guess I can say sunny Los Angeles. And then we can introduce Liz Atherton, who is the creator of Cast Voices in snowy Austin. And
And
she's here with all of her team. And we are so thrilled. Let me just do this for a second because that might be easier to. There I am. We are so thrilled to be able to host this impromptu day to have Liz and the team share about their creation, Cast Voices. Um, um, Liz, can you tell us a little bit about the origins of Cast Voices? I know you
just
have, yeah.
just real quick, uh, it's a uh, in '95 I wanted to create a casting software because everything seemed like it was old school where you mailed stuff, and a lot actually at that time a lot of people didn't have computers, laptops, blah blah blah. And I got this twinkling in my eye and jumped forward to 2017. And Nick, the CTO there, and I started working together years ago over that. And actually, he gets a lot of the credit for the awesome place that it's in now because he thinks well through stuff.
Mhm.
But we decided in 2017 when the big VO tsunami kind of hit that we would kind of move forward with this. And we were fortunate enough last year, I guess it's 2 years ago now, yeah, to meet the Alcotts, who also just jumped in on our vision and brought, Elizabeth's a marketing whiz. She's worked in the big with the big dogs. Bobby's a VO as well as a marketing whiz and a web guy. And we decided we would go forward with this all together. And then we wanted to bring on somebody else that we felt like could really be an asset to the team, and that's Adam Creighton. Not only does Adam own a software studio where he develops games and all that other kind of stuff, he's also a very senior voiceover artist. And he brings a real nice technical bent to it. So we kind of touched on a whole lot of the areas of the VO business and the tech business. While we are a VO centric company, we're actually really now very much a tech business. And
Mm.
I don't know, that's where we are.
Yeah. And then you're bringing your decades of experience as
Oh, yeah.
an amazing voiceover rep and working for many, many years on behalf of
I was an agent for
talent.
25 plus years and on camera and voiceover. And I was fortunate to work with some really good agents that really did their work. And then we got, goodness, we got some of the best talent on the planet that signed with the agency. And which gives me a whole lot of experience. To this day, I don't think that any two projects look the same unless it was a rebuy, and then it still wasn't the same because you had to get more money. So I've had a lot of experience in the business side of things, the agent side of things, loving on the talent side of things. So
Mhm.
yeah, but I came into the business with a technical background. I was a project manager for a Fortune 10 company developing products back in the 2.4 gigahertz world. Showing my age here. So, and I really love the work and, project management. I think any agent is a good project manager, but being in project management was really the plus for me. And so this is
Yeah.
like the best of all worlds.
Yeah, it sounds like everything's really come together at this particular moment when it's so needed in this particular form. Yeah. Well, what we'd love to do is have you guys show us around Cast Voices, and we're planning to spend about an hour together, and we'd love to leave room for questions. And then everybody, afterwards, if you want to stay around and chat and meet with each other, we're going to open up breakout rooms at the end. So if you want to talk about what we've discussed or meet each other, we'll spend a little bit of time afterwards. The team is probably going to go and run Cast Voices, but we can talk amongst ourselves. So, and I just want to introduce our team here. Joshua Edwards is the VO COO, and Diana Suko is also the talent support for the VO Dojo. So they are here in the meeting as well. If you need anything, you can ask them for anything. So, guys, why don't I turn it over to you? I'm so excited to hear all about it and see how it works. And yeah.
Nick, why don't you jump in?
So something that we have really focused on with CastVoices is to make it a platform for everybody. It's different than your average P2P. We noticed a few issues that also, I apologize with the lighting. I've done so much coding and become so pale, I've become the sun itself. But we noticed that around the industry there were issues with transparency, that that everything was very fragmented across different sites, that people had to be members of many different places, that a lot of people had to go have a full website developed, that there are so many different factors into the industry, and that there's such a high kind of barrier to entry in VO for so many people. And so we really wanted to bring everything that that talent, that casting directors and that talent agents needed to get this thing going all in one place. So for talent, we have really well laid out profiles, different pictures, different amounts of demos that you can put up, your entire resume, kind of all in one place. There's a place for your talent agents as well, where they can manage talent, where they can keep you guys organized, where they can submit you for different projects, and then for casting directors to be able to put up those projects, where we ask them, all the questions we could think of, really, to make sure that once you see a project in your view, that you have all the information that is available, and all the information that you can need to put in the right read for it. And so it's been a long time in the making. Things are really starting to come together. I'm very excited about it. I could probably talk for hours and hours and hours on different features and different details of features that we have. Liz, I want to toss it back to you a little, just if I missed anything out of that high level overview.
Okay. So one of the things about it is that we wanted a place where you could store your files up on the cloud, like your audition files and things like that. That's really important for the agents. I know that when we were doing VO, when I was in front of my computer doing VO agenting, it was chock full of files that everybody would send and I would download. And then Dropbox came along and we could put them all there. This is another version of that, except it's not Dropbox. All your auditions are kept there by project forever for the agent piece. For the casting director piece, or the casting thing, it's the very same way. They can run their auditions and then they have those files. What's really cool about the casting director tool is that they can bring in collaborators, they can bring in their team, they can sign on, they can all be in this room and look at files, and that makes it really nice. And as for the talent, when we first started this, I kept wanting to call it a repository, because once you load your information, and that'll get more and more robust as we move forward, but you can load your resume on there, you can load your bios on there, you can load, your VO resume on there, and it's always there. You can always go back to it. Eventually we'll have it where you can upload files, the files that go with your projects and things like that, copies of contracts, things like that. We don't have that now. We are jumping out with our MVP, which is a minimal viable product, to get it there. But the intent was, to give the talent. We took this from a talent perspective. What would be important to the talent? And then we took it from the agent perspective. So many of the online job platforms are, they don't involve the agent. And we want the agent involved if that's how the casting director wants to do a project. And then, and that's actually a very good segue. There's 3 ways you can get invited to participate in an audition. That we can go out and they can pick specs on the entire database. And if you match, then irrespective if you have a basic, standard, or pro, those are our 3 levels. Basic is free, standard is $150 a year, and pro is $250 a year. Irrespective of your level, if you match those specs, you're invited to play, which, and, you're invited to audition. The way we discern who all gets in is by the casting director. They can say, let's just say they invite everybody on the platform, and that's a bazillion people if we're lucky. But the first, if the casting director only wants to get 200 files, the first 200 that submit their files are the first 200 heard. The casting director has the opportunity to reopen it to get more. They can sort their choices. And if you're upgraded and the casting director gives feedback, that goes to you. And so that's a platform invite. The second way you can be invited is through your agents. And the casting director can't do one and. It's one or the other. So the second option is the agents. You're part of the agent's roster. When you put on your profile, you request your agent to allow you as part of their roster. We do make the agents confirm that you are part of their team. And then they have tools within there. So if they get invited to an audition, they can select who the audition goes to. When the auditions come back, they can choose when they submit them and the whole 9 yards. That's pretty standard operation, except that we do it within our platform. And then the third way is that a casting director, we thought this was real important because a lot of the ad agencies are creating rosters, and an ad agency could be a casting director as well. The ad agency can go and create rosters within their CastVoices platform, and they can invite based on this roster, or they can invite based on this email. They can invite you directly if they wish to. That casting option is free. We don't charge them to cast on our site. We want them there. Low barrier to entry, please, como mai. So we make that free for them. And casting can be defined any way. These days you see people out on Facebook casting. And I'm like, go roll that into CastVoices. It's all proprietary. You can invite who you want. You can set up rosters if you kind of want to invite the same group of people all the time. And you can manage it all there. I know a lot of people are doing, they're helping casting directors out there. And this is a way where you can invite your casting director in, you can listen to the files and save them. So we try to, as best we could, be the best of most worlds. Somebody else.
I want to just reiterate one thing that you said, Liz, and that's that we have different levels of subscription on the site. Those different levels of subscription get you different features, like being able to see casting director feedback, or being able to put more demos, more media on your profile, unlocking a couple of promotional sections on there, stuff to help you with your marketing. But it does not matter on CastVoices whether you are paying a subscription. If you fit for a project, we will send that project to you and you will get the chance to audition. We do not charge you to audition.
That's a real important fact. We get to have this debate daily. It's a lot of fun. We get it from all sorts of places. But I hope that people will, when we open this up to questions, will ask us about this so we can hopefully put your minds to ease. How do we make money? Because that's always a question, because we do have a free option. We sell subscriptions for the pro and the standard, and you get features with those. And it's a low barrier to entry. It's either for the standard $150 a year or $15 a month, and the pro $250 a year, $25 a month. We're pardon me, it is our intent that our features keep you there, and that the casting is a way to make money. but are we, we're trying to be strong with our features. Like if you're a pro, you can put your buy dates in there and you can get reminders. Hey, this is coming up for a rebuy. Do you want a rebuy or a release? They're prompts and you can put them in your calendar. We have in your project, we have a TV full, and that's what we call it, the TV. Y'all probably heard me say this elsewhere, but we have a TV full of features that we're going to roll in once we get this one out. The Our long range plan is not only this, but other features as well. So we're trying to make this as robust, and we chose the voiceover community. It was where we would start because you guys are tough. You guys are really computer literate. And you guys are also, cross our fingers, patient with us. I don't know if you've ever tried to roll out software before, but it's Nick is pale for a reason.
Dude, there are easier things that I've done for sure. But but yeah, it's at its heart, it is a casting platform, but we really want it to be a useful toolbox for you guys to, all the information that you need, like by reminders. One of the features that we have planned in the future is calculations for what's a fair rate and in what kind of place, so that when you're looking at projects, you can see whether the pay is fair. I just saw a question come up, and I know we're not in Q&A, but yes, projects are designated union or non-union. You are able to see that when you're looking at a project. We have tried to capture the whole casting process as it works, with all the details and all the bookkeeping kind of like knocked out of you guys' way, so that you can just do what you do best, and work your art.
Mm-hmm. And just to clarify, Liz, so this is a pre-launch, right? Everything starts in March, correct? Is that
launch March 20th, and we're going to launch with the talent profiles first, and there's reason for that. You don't want to invite casting when you don't have a populated
no incentive party. Excellent. And
go ahead.
Oh, and then so you're and
Sorry, my power just came on, and that is what all the noises are behind me. Everything's turning on. My apologies.
Oh no, you're such a rock star for being here in the midst of blackout. Yeah. So it's the pre-launch now, and a portion of everything you're earning now is going to some good causes, right? Can you share
Yeah,
which?
thank you. This is a great segue. We launched the talent profiles March 20th, and then shortly thereafter, we'll bring on casting and agents. But we did this pre-launch because, one, it's transparent. You all can see how many people subscribe. You can see how much we donate. We're not trying to do anything nefarious, but we listen, guys. Not only are we in a whiteout here in Texas, we also have a pandemic going on. We have a lot of people that are really struggling. And there's two charities that we chose. One of them is managed by Tim Friedlander of Soundbox, and there's a Soundbox group.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a fund that they collect monies for. And then if you are a VO and you're in need, all you got to do is ask. And then the other one is Feeding America, because it's my personal project, and the whole team actually. I want people to be able to eat. And
Oh, uh-oh. Everything came on, but we lost you.
I think she just, her Wi-Fi or whatever is probably just about to come back
Yeah.
on.
It's resetting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bobby.
So the Indiegogo campaign, the rest of that is what she was going to say, is that the second group is feedingamerica.org, and you can actually see how, obviously with the Indiegogo campaign, how many people are contributing, how many people have subscribed to the standard plan and the pro plan, and then how much we're going to be able to give to charities. We're really excited about the Indiegogo campaign. We're very close. I think we're at 85%. With about 12 days left. I think it's been really, really successful so far, and hopefully everybody will go check out. If we don't have a link on here yet, we'll make sure to put one up there for you.
Yeah, for sure. We'd love to go over that number and get as much money out to help people as possible.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. And how many people are you anticipating opening it up to in this initial stage? Or is it just the more the merrier?
The more the merrier.
The more
The
the
merrier, for sure.
Liz was saying we want to get talent on there first so that when casting directors get on there and post jobs, that they have a good pool of talent to select from. We don't want them to come on and not see anybody, or people don't have their profiles filled out and then they never want to come post again. We want them to have as good an experience as everybody else does when they post jobs.
Excellent. Let's see. Adam, did you want to share anything? Oh, we can't hear you though.
Still muted.
You unmuted and then muted again.
There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. We got technical issues on this side. I'm very excited about what CastVoices is doing. I come from the voice acting, video gaming, and then technology side of things. And one of the things that I like to do in the programs projects that I'm involved in, and with CastVoices, I'm one of the advisors. For me, it's how do we make big innovations in the industry that we're touching? How do we make it more accessible, and how do we make it more price competitive so that people aren't blocked from it that shouldn't be blocked from it? And I'm really looking forward to how this very positively just opens up the market to more casting directors, more projects, more talent, and gives people better ways to.
Oh, you did it again?
There you go.
We back again.
Better ways to.
Better ways to.
Yeah, just better ways to do the projects that people want to do together. I think that's really important. Have more visibility, kind of more of a democratization of the projects in a very positive way, and we're looking forward to that success with this platform.
Excellent. And I don't know if we discussed this before, but is there can you show us around a little bit? Is that a possibility? Just to see what it looks like and how it works?
It's not live yet, but I don't know, Nick, how do you feel about showing some?
No obligation. We hadn't talked about it. I just.
If I were to show us through the running site, there's stuff that I could show, but we'd all go through the long and lovely ceremony of 30 minutes of me setting up a dev environment, which I'm not sure would be the most exciting episode.
We talked about that earlier.
On the Indiegogo page, we do have a lot of pulls from the design and some shots from the running app. Yeah, so you can see how it looks.
Cool.
Questions I see coming out.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll open it up. What is can somebody share how we get in touch with the Indiegogo, and how you want us to connect? How can we sign up, and how do we do the pre-launch? And then we can open up questions, so maybe
Sure.
people can be looking at that as well.
Yeah,
And,
I will
question.
give you a second. I will get the link and we'll post the Indiegogo link right in the chat for everybody to be able to see and click on. You don't have to sit through the 4-minute goofy video that I put up there. You can read below it and get as much information from there as possible. Oh, there it is. Yep, Alex. Thank you, Alex. I really appreciate it. It was posted by Adam before that. So yeah, it's a really good place to start to understand and get to know CastVoices.
Excellent. Good. Well, we've got 142 people, and I think there's a couple of questions. So let me just go through the chat, and we'll have you unmute, and we'll create some semblance of order here. And Joshua, if there's anything that you might be better at this than I, so if you want to jump in, feel free.
Somebody said they love a good dev environment set up.
If I can cut in here before we start real quick, and I know it's been a really popular topic of discussion, and we're not talking about anybody else, but it's really important that people know that we really are, and Liz touched on this, we are coming from a place of complete transparency. It is so important for us because this is our family. We are VO. the people that are creating this are VO. We live here, and you guys are our family. So we want this to be like your home. We want this to feel like home, because that's really what we're creating it to be. We're creating it to be a family home for VO. So, you know, you're more than welcome to ask us about questions about transparency and all that good stuff. We are complete open books. And it's really important that you understand that that's where we're coming from, because we are you. We're all the same family.
Yeah, I think we've all
Mhm.
experienced some of the, a lot of the issues. Liz has experienced it from both sides, you know, Bobby and Adam and Nick from the talent side. So, you know, we've seen a lot of the sticky points in action, and we've tried to find ways to smooth those over.
Yeah.
Mhm. Excellent. Yay. Well, thanks, family. So Catherine, I think your question, we answered Avery's question. Catherine's question about if 1,000 people match, but the director only wants to listen to 100 or less, it is first come, first serve. You did mention that, right? Unless the casting director opens it up for more, right?
Yeah, so the casting director will put out, like, if they're inviting talent on the platform, then we will go on the back end and find everybody who matches. So you might match on the genders that you play or the age range that you read in, other preferences like that. We try to keep that matching pretty loose, just so that the computer isn't being too specific on your behalf. But then, yeah, the casting director will also set a limit of submissions that they're willing to listen to. So if they set 100, it is just first come, first serve. There is no other boundary there. It's just whoever gets the submissions in first, and then they can raise that submission limit to later. If they didn't find the take that they were looking for, they can just, you know, say, okay, I'll take in 50 more, and then the process will start over again, and it'll be first come, first serve for those 50 additional ones.
Excellent. Will you guys be doing like talent support to like how to optimize your profile and laying all that out to make sure that you're getting all the chances on how the computer's looking for you?
Yeah, something that we have thought about a lot in the design, especially because there are so many features, so many buttons on the site, is to make sure that it's clear what the effects of different things are, that you change what's important for matching. And one thing that I have on my docket is just a pretty comprehensive YouTube series of like, hey, I'm a talent, hey, I'm an agent, hey, I'm a casting director, how do I do this, what happens when I do this, you know, what's the best strategy for this. So all that content is something that we're going to be kicking out as soon as possible, just so that people understand the platform as best they can, and you know what means what and doing what means what.
Excellent. Cool. So we'll be growing together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. All right.
Well, Tish, in
yeah.
addition to, you know, seeing people's questions via chat, you know, this is VO, right? So we'd love to hear their voices.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
folks, if you'd like to ask a question, I encourage you to raise your hand. You can click the participants icon on the bottom of your computer screen or on your mobile device, and you can raise your hand there. And we also can see if you click the reactions button, if you hit the applause tab, we can take your questions in that way as well. And I see Liz coming back on just in time as her power continues to fluctuate in Texas. So now let's hear from Sarah.
Hi, thank you so much for offering this introduction to CastVoices. I specialize in K-12 interactive e-learning, and I don't really see a lot of opportunities to audition for those kinds of projects on the other sites. So I was wondering if you had any idea what types of projects would be posted on CastVoices.
We are hoping that all types of projects will be on CastVoices. So When we started, we laid out using Liz's extensive experience as a talent agent, just every kind of project that had come through her agency, and then a few extras, some newer ones like AI assistants like Siri, stuff like that. So we have a lot of different categories. I think right now the current length is 32 or 33 different categories, and those are easy for us to add in the future. So that's really extensible. So we'll be listening to the community, and if there are different types of projects that we have missed that you guys are interested in us including on the platform, that's something that we're going to be really open to.
Thank you.
You know, keep things going, Joshua? Or should I just go in order of appearance here? Oops. Did we lose you, Joshua?
He's muted.
Oh, he's muted. Okay. Do you want to unmute Joshua, or shall I take it?
I got it. Thanks.
Okay.
Appreciate everyone's patience. Now let's hear from Avery. What is your question and where are you calling from?
Hi, I'm calling from, from Austin, Texas. So I know what Liz is going through with the internet. I missed my Dojo class yesterday because my internet was down. So the question was, will you guys like offer either like voiceover studio time, like in person once this is all over with, or will everything from this point on just be email in or whatever?
So we are just focusing on the tech side. There will not be official like brick and mortar CastVoices studios that people will come in and read for. We do support, like if a project knows the studio that they're going to be recording at, then we have that information in the system, and they're able to look for people that are within a certain distance of that place. But our reach kind of goes just as far as it goes online. So
may I jump in?
Yeah,
I'm back, guys. I'm sorry. The casting director determines, Avery, if I think I'm understanding your question correctly. Casting, like Nick was saying, they can say, I want to only audition people within a mile radius of this particular studio, or they can say, I want to audition everybody that has a home studio, or they can determine how they set those specs, not us. But like Nick said, no, we don't have a brick and mortar, so it won't be like somebody can go find us and record in a CastVoices studio. You would work that out with the client hiring you.
Good to know. Thank you. Great questions, everyone. We'll get to as many as we can here in the time that we have. Now let's hear from Catherine.
Hi, I'm Catherine Campion. I'm in Minneapolis, where it's like -30 for the past 2 weeks. So I probably have most of you beat. As Tish knows, I'm a real big proponent. I work a lot internationally, and I'm a real big proponent of established professionals being able to audition by submitting their demos in lieu of auditioning custom for every single, very, very common outside of the US, very uncommon here. Will there be an opportunity when audition comes up to submit not a good voice day today, to submit a demo, like to have our demos uploaded on our profiles there and then click a button going, well, for this job, because it only pays $500 or whatever, I'm just going to upload my demo.
Yep. So casting directors, when they put out a project, they can say, we're looking for demos in these categories. If you have demos that match one of those categories and then you accept that audition, you can just submit the demo.
Cool. Wonderful.
And to go on that as well, if you don't want to read, even though they're asking for one, I wouldn't recommend that, but I understand that they do things different in Europe as opposed to other places. You can upload a demo instead of recording it. The MP3 file that you choose is the MP3 file that you choose. And on your resume or your profile, you can, especially if you're a pro, you can upload unlimited of those that they can see. That's actually, I kind of want to touch on a really cool feature, and then I'll hush again. if you're on the Pro, we have this thing called Soundbite. And for those of you that were with Tag back in the day when I was there, and they may still do this, we would record these things called tags. And on Cast Voices, we're calling it a soundbite. And it is a little microphone that wherever your profile goes with you to auditions, your profile goes with you to anything that, you know, you're being, like if you audition either through an agent or directly through a casting director or through the search, if you're pro, this microphone goes with you. And so when they see you, they get your read that you've sent, but you can also record a special thing called a soundbite, and it's up to 30 seconds where it's a, hello, I'm so-and-so, you know, it's just a quick demo that they can click on right there, that they don't have to click several times. So I kind of got off track there. Back to your question. Yes, you can upload any kind of MP3 you want for that audition. So if you do want to only submit a demo, you certainly can do that.
Excellent. Cool.
Thank you, Myrna.
Wonderful. Great questions, everyone. Now let's hear from Mindy.
Thank you so much. I'm going to ask 2 in 1, if that's okay. First is, can talent, once they have a profile and a membership, request to be added to a CD's roster, a CD who also has a membership on your site?
So we don't have that way on that street. CDs can find you on the website and they can add you to their rosters. We don't have a way for talent to reach out directly to casting directors.
Okay. And if you've bought a year-long membership, and you decide halfway through that you want to, you know, say you've done either standard or I guess if you've done standard, can you upgrade halfway through your year to pro?
Yes.
Pro
yeah, and you get prorated on that.
Okay. Cool. I'm going to ask somebody else's question. Sorry, it's because it's here. Can you link in your own profile to your own website?
Yeah. So on the site, we have a feature that's a little bit like you've seen on different social networks, where you can choose the end of the URL. So so for me, I can choose like castvoices.com/Nick Krause drinks too much coffee. But then, yeah, you could put that on your own website. If you wanted to get really fancy and set up like a redirect from another site to your Cast Voices profile, you could do the same thing.
But you can also list your website. You can also list your website on the Cast Voices profile.
Yes.
Your Cast Voices profile, you can put all your social media links, or at least the ones we think we got them all.
Right.
You can all your agents list out for those you want to show.
Got it.
You can create links and all sorts of stuff there.
Got it. Oh, Southern Illinois, -9 today. Thanks.
Thanks, Mindy. Wow, folks, your questions are coming in sort of fast and curious here. I think we have a quick follow-up from Catherine. I'll just read from what she wrote in the chat. Is there any chance that you'll be able to click on the demo in the profile to submit in lieu of having to upload it every time there's an audition accepting demos?
That's something that we have been going back and forth on in the design to make it as easy as possible to get those demos up. Right now it's all based on uploading of MP3s. That's one of our TV features to have it to where, like, if you have demos that match and they ask for those, then you know we get that information together in such a way where you can just click the button, send off the demo, and it's that simple. But right now, for the first days of launch, it's going to be uploading an MP3.
And just to clarify, when you say TV, that's phase 2 when you open this up to on camera, correct?
Yeah, so we call it the TV because it's literally this old broken TV that's to my right now, plastered with Post-it notes of all the different features on our roadmap. So we're doing a 1.0 release on March 20th to get the talent profiles out. We're doing a 1.1 release very soon after that to get talent agents and casting directors on the platform. And then it becomes an excellent boxing match between me and Liz over priorities for different Post-it notes on that TV.
Oh, okay. So the TV is part of your system The TV is your whiteboard, yeah?
It's the whiteboard, yeah.
Okay, awesome.
But we are going to add on camera. That's
Yeah,
where
but
I'm sure that's where you're confused.
Yeah, okay.
Let's get voiceover rocking and rolling and really happy first, and then we'll add the on camera piece because it's got its own set of yummies.
Yeah, excellent. Well, let's get some more questions then.
Wonderful. Wow. Well, now let's hear from Marjorie.
Hey.
All right. Hey, thank you very much. Thanks, Josh. Hi, Tish and Liz and all y'all. Ni hao, ni hao ma. Me alegro que está hablando en español aquí también. I have a question though, and Catherine jumped in on mine, but I have a tag on that. I love the soundbite feature, and I'm just giving a plug for Nick. I want to know if we can clone you, Nick, in the future, just to be like our go-to resource for anything technical. But in light of that, I do have a question on the buyers, meaning like the CDs, the agents, and even some other agencies and other businesses that are salivating for voices like us. Do you have some kind of link or launch link or say a referral that we can send out to our buyers that lets them know about CastVoices as well? And do you have any monetization on that down the road? I'm just curious.
Marjorie, I love you. Thank you. That's a great question. Nick, go ahead and take it if you want, or I will, but that's a great question.
So we have that for agents where you can invite them onto the platform. You can put in your agent's email on there, and it'll send an email over to them saying like, you know, hey, you've been invited onto this platform by your talent. Putting that in for buyers and casting directors too is not something that is currently in the code base, but that is such a good post-it note for the TV. Why did I not
I'm like
think
saying
of
that Nick, that may go next. Put it on the TV with the other. That may go next.
Yep.
I can't put so many thumbs up, it's going to cover my screen. But
no, that's a win. That's a huge win for us. I mean, you can always send them the link right now, but you know, doing something like that where it's click and go.
Or there's some kind of way that can be, you know, on the back end with cookies on it. Because I know, is it VoiceAm has something like that where if I send something out to a buyer, that I can also find out if they've opened it. So I don't know if you have anything in the back end on that, Nick, or
we do have that kind of back end integration with talent agents. So the one where we did think this through, but yeah, like if you invite your talent agent onto the platform and they're not on the system, then it'll just show their email there. Once they're on the system, that will all fill out and you'll be made aware. Yeah.
Okay.
But I think to answer your other question on that, we do have a feature that if they listened to your audition, that is collected, and if you're upgraded, you are notified.
Okay, great. Super. Thank you.
Excellent.
And it's very warm in Atlanta, so.
Well, thanks to the heat just turning on, I think I'm up to 48 now. So I'm sorry for my technical difficulties.
You have time for some more?
Marjorie. Now let's go to Maureen.
Hi. I'm in balmy Southern California. It's about 63 degrees. I'm sorry. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, great. My question is, I'm a bit new to the pay-to-play circuit. It's actually something I'm sort of researching and getting onto right now as we speak. And so I'm curious how your platform is different because I don't really know, and forgive me if that's a naive question, but I would just love to know why this website versus other ones.
Because we're awesome.
Okay.
That's not enough.
There are a few ways. Oh, Liz, keep going. Sorry.
Well, I'll just touch on the top end of that and then let Nick take technical. First of all, I don't really want to necessarily compare us to the rest of the world out there. Building a software platform is a heck of a lot of work, and kudos to anybody that's out there that's done it, whether they're our competition or not. I can tell you straight up, it's a lot of work. And so there's all those platforms. Some of them are going to get work that we don't get. We're going to get work that they don't get. You know, I would encourage you to talk with your fellow VO, because I don't want to like draw a big, huge comparison. But that said, technically, Nick.
Technically speaking, so there are a couple of different models that are going on in VO. And some of the P2P sites, they work on a model that's almost like TaskRabbit or Fiverr or things like that, where it is direct to talent, where they will go and look through a list of talent before they ask anyone to audition, where those talent are ranked by subscriptions or different scores, and there's this whole SEO game that's getting played by different talent on there. We don't do that. There's no place on CastVoices where you are paying for a higher rank or a higher search result placement. There's not a place where casting directors go and they tweet through the entire list of all talent on the platform and just, you know, go through there. So that's one of those things that makes us different. We have put a lot of work into making sure that that all of the talent are on an equal platform here. You know, auditions are first come, first serve, but your time to get an audition in is the only deciding factor in that order. Another thing that makes us different from that kind of model is that your talent agents have a large set of tools on this platform as well. So, you know, if you are signed with a talent agent and they're getting auditions, then they can go and invite you to that. We are trying to trying to get the kind of official casting process that goes on between casting director, agent, and talent, and just put that online. And, you know, as accurate of an emulation of that process as we can get. And that's different from a lot of the P2P sites that are out there. And then for us, we are trying to fill out a toolkit. So, you know, it's a big goal of ours that even at times when there are no auditions that are matching your unique voice on this platform, you're just not seeing a whole lot coming through in projects, that we still have enough on the platform that's useful to you as tools for your career. So it's less of a kind of freelance site in some ways than other platforms, and more just, we are really trying to provide a digital home for your VO career.
Let me jump in and answer just a couple of really quick questions that I saw go by. Yes, you can be SAG or non-SAG or non-union, VICOR. You get those, you can select which one you are. So to answer that question there, that it may have been up there as well. Yes, we will be going after SAG work. We are, you know, you can be on our platform for free. So we do believe that will help us ease into that. And I forgot the other question, but I just wanted to get those because those were yes or no's that went right real quick through there. Oh, okay, here's one more. Just how much does it cost? It's either the basic is free. You can do that once we launch. Oh, that was the other question. We have a standard, which is 150, and a pro, which is 250. And there are a plethora of differences. And I'm not trying to pump you to another site, but if you follow our Indiegogo, just for reading it purposes, we lay out really clearly, mostly clearly, we think, the differences between the three levels. And I would encourage you to go read that there. And then if you have questions, pop us a question, or be sure and read through the frequently asked questions, because there are a lot of them there. If you do the Indiegogo ahead of time, this was the other question, apologize. If you do the Indiegogo ahead of time, we're going to get you on, you know, just as soon as we're ready to launch, we're going to send you, anybody that does that, a code, and you get 14 months for the cost of 12. And you also will get first pass to start filling in your profile. Nobody can do their profiles yet. That'll all happen, you know, in mid March to the 20th of March. 20th of March is when we go to the public. So we're trying to get everybody that's doing our Indiegogo a couple of days ahead of time so you can get it all on there. But ultimately, we want the platform to have people on it. And I saw one other question: how are we going to invite people to? Well, one, we love the link question. That was great. But I have 25 years of agent contacts. Adam has 20 some odd years of gaming contacts. Elizabeth has 20 some odd years of marketing contacts. We have a very lovely database of people. We just, you know, we've talked about it with them. We've kind of put teasers out there and everybody seems to be open. But until we have something for them to see and use and do, we're not going to invite them. We just don't think that's, we want to come out with a bang. So sorry for jumping in if I cut some questions, and anybody else feel free to jump in.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we're coming to the top of the hour. We have a few more questions. I'm sure there's more than a few more questions. How much time do you have, guys? Do you want to extend, or would you like to? We can extend a little bit if
I'm feeling pretty homey here. I can answer questions all day. I'm kind of loving this. So
we're here for you.
Good.
Yeah.
As long as we're honoring your time, which is so lovely that you're sharing with us. So, awesome. Well, Josh, you want to keep the queue going?
Glad to. And while people are still here, some folks might need to hop off at the top of the hour. Tish, would you just say a little bit about your vision for how you see the VO Dojo dovetailing with CastVoices?
Yeah. Well, it's so lovely to hear the word home, because you know that's how we think of the VO Dojo as well, as a place for home, and then it's fantastic that we're having each other over. Yeah, basically, as how I see the dojo being able to fit is, as you guys are creating a place for us to get the opportunities, the dojo is a place to get your skills and your understanding of yourself, so that you're working pro levels to be able to deliver once you're at the highest levels, once you're on the platform. So it seems like it can be a really lovely connection of, because you're opening it up to everybody. That's amazing and fantastic. And then how does everybody get to the place where we're all working at a level that it could be any one of us that got the job, right? That and then there's so many jobs for everyone to get. And also to all of you, you were saying that building a platform is not easy. Building a business is not easy. The dojo is in its 10th year, and we're so excited about how things are growing and the vision is expanding. So kudos to you guys, because I know that just having the vision is all out here, and the little zygote is being born, right? So it's really powerful. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to lots of collaboration, and we work with people from I don't know to working pro and beyond. You should do voiceover. Our 14-month training program, Mystery to Mastery, Nth Degree is working pros, and then we have our fight clubs as well. So you can go to our website, www.thevodojo.com, and find out all the good things that are happening there. Does that seem right, Joshua?
Yes, the way when we were talking about this last night about how excited we are to be connecting with CastVoices, we thought, well, you know, CastVoices is helping you, you know, get in the game, and then the VO Dojo helps you win the game.
Oh, I like that. That sounds good. That sounds really good.
All right. So now let's take some more questions, and thanks everyone. Just want to reiterate what you responded to in chat, Nick, about the percentage question. I think that's probably top of mind for most folks.
So there was a question in there from Bonnie asking if we take a percentage from what the producers are paying talent for their projects. And I answered, hell no, we don't. We don't do that. that is not our revenue model. So what happens when you book a project, that is kind of where CastVoices finishes the project. We send emails out to you guys. We make sure that you guys have each other's contact info, and we get you guys together. So you know the producer knows the talent that booked and is able to contact them, vice versa. And if it went through an agent, then the agent is notified of all that as well. And that is by intention. At this point, we are not doing any kind of thing like holding money in escrow. We are not charging any percentage of what any producer pays any talent ever. You know, at some point in the future, if there is a way to pay through the site, well, no, not even then. Like that's just not our model. It's really not our philosophy. We want talent to succeed. We want the prices to be transparent. When you look at a rate on the site, we want that to be the rate that you get paid. We don't take a cut.
Mm-hmm. That's huge. Yeah.
Good to know.
And yeah, there was a quick question that went, well, this came up another time. The clients are yours. We don't want them clients when you're done. They're yours. If they book you directly, that's great. I don't, okay, I'll jump out. We'll go for some more questions.
Clear. Thank you so much, everyone. We'll again respond to as many as we can, and then we can get together in breakout groups to connect in the community after we wrap up the formal part of the call. But now let's go to Bridget. Am I saying your name correctly? Bridget, you actually might have just dropped off the call.
No, there she is. Bridget, unmute. Oh, she's saying she's done.
All right.
The rates are set by the casting. We do not, and I'm just answering them as they pop up there, and we can go back. No, we don't set the rates. Casting sets the rates. Let's see. Anyway.
Great, Bridget. We'd love to hear your question. You can type it in through chat if you're having trouble unmuting yourself on your side of things. But let's now go to J. Michael Barron.
Hello, and hello from Clifton, New Jersey, where this thing came up out of the sky, and all of a sudden it's like it's causing things to melt, and it's totally unreal. Of course, we're going to get more snow. So,
J. Michael, hey, I want to tell you we're in Montclair.
Oh, wonderful! Great. Well, good. So we can share snow together. I have a question. My question has to do more computerized, because I've noticed this with some of the other sites that will remain anonymous. We know who they are. They work on algorithms. In other words, let's suppose that you have, where you see, for example, you see a posting coming out, and there's like maybe 5 people have already submitted. So you submit one in, you submit your demo in, and I do all of mine. I always do or I do a sampling of one. Let's say a 30-second sampling of a script. It could be a narration that's going to be 3 or 4 pages. I'm still only going to give them 30 seconds. But I noticed that there's an algorithm, and this is something that I've been told on other sites, Facebook and Twitter, and people that I've talked with, that there's an algorithm on these that they will select certain ones based on how, you can't figure it out. It's a secret. And I'm just wondering, I don't think you'll have that. But what if, what if later on down the line, someone says, oh, you need an algorithm, or you're going to, what's going to prevent you from doing that? Because that's something that we don't know about as voiceover talents. We don't know that that's going on. I know definitely one company does it really big, because they charge a lot of money that you put in, you put in your fee, and then they say, we're going to take out 20%, which I don't know if anyone at the other side knows that or not.
Well, J. Michael, we don't. It's the files get submitted to casting in the order they're received. So we're not going to write over that. That would be counterproductive to our entire mission. And I can't tell you what the other casting sites algorithms are. As Nick shared, you can't buy admittance. You can't, if you match, you match. You can't buy an upgrade to where you always get in. This is all you know, your goal is when you get that audition notice, you get it in as soon as possible, because once it's full, it's full. They may want to see everybody, or they may only want to see 3. I mean, that is a casting choice. That is not our choice. They set those parameters. And so, you know, it's incumbent upon you to get them in fast.
I agree with that. Now, my next, just the second quick question. On these, sometimes you have a range. Let's say it's between 100 and 249. And so, I keep going back and forth. What do I want? Do I want to put 100? Do I want to put 249? Where do I feel like they are going to say?
We don't do that. We don't give you the opportunity to bid. There's no board. There's not a project out there. Casting sets the specs.
Okay.
Casting sets the rate. You can't come in and say, hey, I'll do it for $3 less. Casting sets it. You see what they set, and you determine based on casting and the project and the rate if you want to participate.
Right.
After we get through this initial launch, one of the things as Nick was saying, that we're putting in is little monikers. You know, if it meets the current rate guide, we're starting with the GVAA rate guide.
Good.
If you match the GVAA rate guide, it tells you, hey, it looks like a good rate. We're also putting little prompts in. These are not in for the MVP, but they're coming. So casting puts in a rate and it's abysmal. We tell them it's abysmal. We probably won't use that word, but we say, hey, you'll get better people if you increase the rate to this. We'll eventually have the rate guides develop over time, because you guys will get to vote if it's a good rate or a bad rate. We have lots of stuff out there to help the talent discern whether or not it seems like something fair. But yeah, it's not, you can't bid on it. We are not an open bid thing. I hope that helps.
Well, it does. And I just, once again, it's just, you want to make it a clean playing field, a clean slate to work with. You don't want to have someone on the backside, getting a under the table type of thing because of, they pay more, or they just happen to know somebody in casting.
Like that's the heart of what CastVoices is. I have a question about timing. Is if the game is get it in first, then is it based on when the casting director is posting in terms of like time zones? Just often, it's like, so East Coast,
where's Nick?
West Coast, you need to be up super early and on that.
So so yeah, when the casting director puts up the project, it's all in absolute time. So if someone puts it up at noon on the East Coast, then that's 9 a.m. for me here over on the West Coast. It is fixed like that. And so there may be some temporal advantages just based on where people are, but we didn't want to hold the projects for a certain amount of time. We didn't want to decide that like this is the time zone, on this planet where we think the most VO people are. So we just keep it absolute to keep it as fair as we can.
It sounds like to use this tool effectively, then just to have it sort of up in the course of your day, to notice when things come up and go, oh, that's for me, and boom, you get it part of your algorithm to be like, oh, I see it, I do it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and then just anything it'll be like a little ticker tape of things to keep track of on the side. Yeah. That's cool. I think
to answer that other question that went up, that was kind of a dovetail. We see this as a worldwide platform. So somebody was asking if we're looking for projects outside of the US. Well, yes, we are. We want them everywhere. And talent. But it is US dollars for right now. Important.
Oh, okay, that is important. That's very important. So whoever's posting the job would be responsible for
setting the rates
and paying in American dollars. Okay.
Correct.
Okay. Well, it looks like we have a couple more questions, and
yes, absolutely. Now let's hear from Bonnie.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I love everything I'm hearing, and I appreciate that. I just want to go back to algorithm for a second. So whether or not you match to a project, will depend on your profile, your keywords, how you are describing yourself, not how many jobs you've booked, how somebody has favorited you, how often you audition. Am I correct?
No, we are intentionally keeping the matching algorithm dirt simple. We don't want to machine learn anybody out of an opportunity. And we are not ranking you guys. We are not making any priority for people who have larger resumes. There's no priority for people who have more pictures on the platform. We're not counting the total amount of time that you've been on the site and factoring that in. Do you match the physical spec of the audition? Are you able to read the genders that they're looking for? Are you able to read in the age range they're looking for? If they're looking for demos of a certain category, do you have a demo of that certain category? So it's all just equality checks, to get a little like technical with it, but we are not. We are very conscious for the system not to play any kind of digital favorites game based on who has more filled out. We don't do that.
What if you don't have a demo yet, Nick? Like, is that the base? Is that the base for being a part of CastVoices?
That's a good question. So no, you don't have to have a demo to have a profile on CastVoices. You don't have to have a demo on there to audition for stuff. You will. So if someone is doing a demos only audition and you don't have any demos on the platform, that's the part where you would be missing out. But for the rest of it. Even if you don't have a demo, you can still play on stuff if you match the spec.
Interesting.
So I'm totally in. One last question. So I go to the Indiegogo campaign, for which thank you for the link. The amount you donate, pardon me, should that be the amount of the membership you would buy, or does donating any amount get you that great perk of being first invited? Is that a terrible question? I'm sorry.
No, it's fair. You do have to, if you want the 150, you got to buy the 150 perk. If you want the 250, but we have had people that have just contributed money, and 100% of those funds will go to those charities. So, and thank you to those people who have donated just cash. That's so awesome of you. Really appreciate it. But yeah, you do kind of have to buy thing.
That's fine, because actually when I heard you mention that you can get feedback from the casting director on an audition you've placed, wowza. I mean, that's huge for me, because sometimes, you do something you think is killer, but you don't get
and Bonnie, to jump in on that, while we can provide the vehicle, I can't guarantee you that casting will give you feedback. Sometimes they're kind of busy. Or ornery. I love you, casting, but I can't promise you that they will actually say, "Oh, Bonnie, you so rocked my world. Where have you been?" They might, and you could see that with the exclamation points.
And which level is that? Do you get that with pro?
The pro.
Okay. Okay. Thank you again for this.
Yay! Thank you.
Cool. We have one more question, Joshua?
Sure. And just seeing a quick question here on chat. How do you indicate if you're donating or buying a membership on the Indiegogo page?
There's an option that's just donate. So you get the Indiegogo has 4 actually on there. One of them is for talent agents, but you can do the standard or the pro, and then there's just an amount button. And then there is the agent if you want to do the agent one. And somebody had asked, no, we're not prorating for the Indiegogo, because this is you buy, and then we're taking that chunk, and on the 20th, we're actually going to hand checks out to people, which we're really excited about. But once we launch, then if you want to wait and join in and do on the month to month, you can do month to month there.
That's a great distinction.
Yeah. No, there will not be a rate to the talent roster. I mean, a limit to the talent roster. I mean, so this question kind of came up privately the other day, are we going to vet people? Are we going to do that? We're going to that. We're a software platform. Our goal is to connect you with opportunity at every opportunity that we can. We're not agents. We're not taking commissions. And we're also agents. We're not limiting how many people can be on the site. Again, we encourage you to get your auditions in early and play. But no, we are not limiting that.
Mhm.
Good to know. Okay. Well, let's wrap up by hearing a question from Jeffrey.
Thank you. I was wondering if there would be, hello everybody. I was wondering if there would be any kind of community chat room or a place where voice artists can talk to other voice artists.
Right now, we are just doing the casting part of the platform, and we're not focusing on social features like that, although that is stuff that's on the TV and for future roadmaps. But at this point, we're just trying to get the MVP out, where we're getting out what it takes for talent to have their profiles and for you guys to get work. That is stuff that we're talking about for the future, though. Different social features to connect VO talent and build up some community.
Thank you.
You can come hang out at the dojo in the meantime. Yeah. Do we want to grab Leslie? That would be so sad to have one hand raised. Is Leslie still here?
Sure, yes.
Leslie, are you
Hi
still
guys.
There we go.
Thank you. Yeah, hi. Okay, so I just want to make sure I understand. The Indiegogo, I would go there, purchase my membership for $250. That part of that is going to be donated. So you're using Indiegogo as a way to collect the money for the membership, and part of it's being donated.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
That is so awesome. I want to say that first. Okay, I want to say that first. And then second, I wanted to ask, are you planning on going public with your company anytime soon, like an IPO that I could actually invest?
I love you for that. Oh, they're beating down our doors for us to do an IPO, just right and left. I'm just letting you know. No, but
no, you know what it is. It's like you see a good thing and you know it, and it's like kind of want to be part of that.
You
know
are
what I mean?
so awesome, guys. Team, I did not pay her to do this.
Maybe not.
But that's an awesome question, because we will certainly at some point when we go to our next big venture, which is the on camera, probably be seeking additional investment. Right now we're set. I mean, we're ready for our voiceover piece to go through. The on camera piece is it's differently robust. And so we probably will want to bring on some additional staff, certainly, or hire, more software developers. So if you do want to do that, it's liz@castvoices.com.
Wait a minute. Let me put this in. Okay, because I am a Apple specialist, and if you guys also need things like not computers, but specialty know-how.
Rockstar.
Okay, so was it Liz?
Liz at CastVoices.
Okay,
yeah, we have all that pitch deck stuff. We're rocking it. It's our favorite conversation. I'm just right up there.
If I can cut in here, Leslie.
Thanks, guys.
To your point, we met Liz during a J. Michael Barcelona trip, and when we met Liz and she told us about CastVoices, that was our response. How can we be involved? That's how we got involved. It was when we heard the information, when we heard about what Liz wanted to do.
Yeah, we were like, this is
We're sold.
anything we're in. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
But
I'll be in touch.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are awesome. You guys are awesome.
The voiceover platform for the voiceover people by the voiceover people is pretty compelling. That's great.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let's see, Bridget, you're back. You want to ask your last question, then we'll really like let you guys go and build CastVoices for us.
I'm
What's
so
your-
sorry.
what's
I'll
the-
be very quick and apologize. I couldn't unmute earlier. Thank you guys for doing this. I'm Bridget. I'm in Los Angeles. And it's hopefully just a quick question about if you're a union actor, but you don't have representation, will there still be a way to submit to union projects without an agent?
If you're invited directly, there's, a union project, if they're going through agents and you don't have an agent, chances are, you probably won't be on that space.
Sure.
But if they reach out to platform matching and you match, then certainly. If you're already on their roster from another way and it's on the CastVoices system, then yes, you can be invited that way.
Thank you.
You bet.
Awesome. Well,
Thank you guys. These are some terrific questions, and thank you for being kind.
Oh, what, like people have been mean? I don't know.
No. Just, we entered through the veil of P2P when we started this company, and we understand that it's there. So we sure appreciate this opportunity
Oh,
to
I see
share.
what you mean. People are like, all right. Let's see.
Kinda, but it's okay. We're most of us have thick skin. No, I'm kidding. I mean, we're lovely. We're so thrilled to be in this this space with everybody.
Yeah. Well, I think the everything that you've been talking about comes from a place of real, honest, genuine, heartfelt, blood, sweat, and tears. How can we make this better for everything is the vibe that I get here, which is already the opposite of some of the other feelings you get from other places, that like whose best interest is is at hand. And I'm excited to see how this becomes a resource for agents to make things easier for them. So it sounds like you're all, everything that everyone's been doing is really set to create a win-win-win situation, which is always a powerful way to make the world a better place, isn't it? So
it's our goal.
Well, thank you. So excited to have you here. Liz is going to be back. We do a monthly free Q&A webinar called Ask the Sensei, the first Wednesday of every month at 10 o'clock, if you want to put that on your calendars. And we have myself, our techno sensei, Dan Leonard, and an esteemed colleague. So Liz will be back for Ask the Sensei in April. In March, James C., my Northwestern pal, James C., who's in all of the cartoons, Jackie Chan and Avatar, is our guest sensei. So come join us for all that. But Liz, we'll be excited to have you back. And everybody, thank you so much for taking the time here and for taking the time to create this new place for all of us. And we at the Dojo look forward to being able to support you in every way that we can. And I love that you're open to ideas of what else could make it better. It's kind of exciting. It's not kind of exciting, it's just plain old exciting. So congratulations to everyone. Indiegogo, I'm gonna put that up one more time if anyone's missed it. And then if we would love to hear from you at the VO Dojo. You can sign up for a 15-minute free, we call it a voiceover once-over. So would love to hear where you are and where you'd like to be and see what's going on. Fight Club's coming up, Ned Lott's coming up from Disney. Oh my God, I had the roster written down, but so many fantastic players coming up. Ned Lott, Carly Silver from Sound and Fury, and Fight Club. And Fight Club, you need to be a working pro to participate, demo rep and booking, but everyone can audit. So it's a really powerful resource. Yeah. Let's see. Jim Kennelly from Lotus, Audu Podden, who's an amazing animation director, Chuck Wedge from Leapfrog, and Renee Johnson from Disney Character Voices is coming back too. So that's the lineup for Fight Club. So Joshua, do you want to explain what people should do if they want to hang out and chat? And Cast Voices folks, thank you so much again.
Thank you.
And thank you
Thank
for
you
having
so
us.
much. Sure appreciate y'all.
Keep up the good work. Yeah.
Thank you. Y'all take it easy.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow. Well, that was thrilling, and we are so glad to be partnering with folks who are making such a difference in the world, especially through those humanitarian contributions. And folks, if you want to stay around and continue to connect, building community here at the VO Dojo is one of our most cherished core values. So we're just going to bring you into breakout groups, and you can stay on for as long as you'd like. And I'll keep my computer open so that you can just chat with each other and learn from one another and keep the conversation going. So I'll just stop the recording
and thank
now.
you all for coming. Thank you all for being here.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. And then can we pop in, or we'll just be in one group?
Yeah, well, actually, people from our team will be able to move from group to group and answer any questions you might have, get to know you a little bit better. You can get to know us, and yeah, we'll continue to just, develop these deep, lasting relationships that make such a big difference in this industry.
Yeah.